everyone. I am Luke Kim, founder and CEO of Spice AI. We are a data and AI infrastructure startup in Seattle. We help companies like Twilio and Barracuda Networks build data-intensive applications and agents. And we're the creators of Spice Open Source, which is a data search and AI engine over disaggregated storage. It's built in Rust and a bunch of open source technologies like Arrow, DuckDB, and Iceberg. So there's three trends that we're seeing in the industry right now. One that's been going on for a little while, which is essentially disaggregating compute from storage. So instead of having a traditional data system where you have your compute and storage all in one system, you would use object storage. A lot of cases you've seen startups like SlateDB or TurboPuffer essentially bring compute and being able to scale it separately from storage. The next kind of trend that we're seeing is you'll often do this across traditionally a lot of analytical type of data sets with the big data sets. But as the demand for AI and agents comes through, we're seeing the trend of having to combine analytical and operational data together. And then finally, the last thing we're seeing is you don't always want to give your AI app or agent direct access to your data. And so how do you actually sandbox or isolate your application from your data set to be able to run it securely? And so these three kind of industry trends is something we've been solving with Spice. Spice is an open source search query and inference engine. It'll work across any number of disaggregated storage systems and models. Something that Denny kind of talked about in his talk was, how do you make an agent that you can give access to your CEO with its set of data and maybe an engineer with their set of data. So what Spice enables you to do is access a bunch of different storage, but because it's so lightweight, you can actually create one Spice instance per user or per use case or per customer. And that enables you to do query, search, and inference in a sandboxed environment directly for each use case. And so I'll give you a demo of that. So what we're going to do essentially is combine historical, analytical data and real-time data using Amazon reviews. The historical data is stored in Spark and Delta, and the real-time data is streaming CDC, change data capture, which is the change in the database to the agent in real time. And so it looks like this. We've built a Spark job for a large amount of analytical data. We've generated embeddings of that so we can do vector search. And then we have our app, which uses Spice to talk to both Spark, and it will automatically stream through databases changes as they happen in real time. So, and then finally, Spice also acts as an MPC server and can do the same thing by federating MPC backend sources. So I'm gonna come across to here, and so here is just a script I've got, which is generating data in real time. And so you can imagine this is the real-time reviews coming in, and they're streaming over through CDC, through Postgres, and through Kafka here, which is using a protocol called the Debezium. And so Spice is a single binary, single container, a runtime. You can just run it on your laptop, in the cloud, in any cloud, on the edge, Raspberry Pi, and so I've got Spice running there. And the way you configure Spice is with a simple YAML file. So you can kind of think about this as like a package.json for your AI application, and it's super easy to set up. So here we've said, okay, I'm going to take data from Debezium, and I'm going to calculate embeddings on the review body. I'm going to accelerate that data using DuckDB, and then here I'm taking data, the historical data from Databricks. I've set up an embeddings model, and I've set up various models here with a system prompt, and I can set up multiple models. This one's using Databricks, then I've got GPT-4, and I've got a set of tools. So I've got Perplexity, Google Maps, and and Amazon Product Search here. So because Spice is a database, I can use SQL on it, just using a SQL REPL here. I go to show tables. You can see I've got my real-time reviews table here, and I could just be running. I can just take SQL queries, and I can run SQL query on this. And you can see it's really fast, and that's because we do a local acceleration using DuckDB in the actual runtime. And then the next thing you actually want to do to actually use this with AI is you want to search over those reviews. And so what we can do here is we have a vector search function that's built into the actual runtime. And so I can simply say, use this vector search function here to go over the reviews, and oh, my table didn't work. 1 second. Oh man, my Databricks cluster spun down. This sometimes happens. All right, so let me come across here. All right, so I'm going to go to this one here for my real-time reviews, and then I can just run. Sorry, it's going to not work. Live demos. 1 second. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to comment out the Databricks cluster, which spun down. All right, so my Databricks cluster seems to be not working properly. So I'm just going to use the real-time reviews, which come from the CDC. And so let me come across here, and then I can do vector search directly over that. Sorry, it's going to take a little while to spin back up again. I know I'm running out of time, so. Alright, so it's started up here. So now you can see I've done a vector search over the reviews, and you can see that it's sub-second, so it's super fast. So the next thing that we've had here in the Spice pod here is a set of models, and we have another tool called Spice Chat here, and all this is available over APIs as well. And so I can just pick a different model here, and now I can just go through and use, I'm going to do skip to the end here, and just run a query here. And this will enable it to access all those data sources using SQL. It can do full text search, it can do vector search, and then go through and give me analysis on those reviews. And if my Databricks cluster worked, this would work across all my petabyte scale of Databricks or Delta or Iceberg data, along with my CDC data. And I've got a kind of analysis here, and I can come back and I'll just run this one last query here.
Wrap it up, wrap it up.
And so I can go back and actually get the data out of here. So, thank you. If you're more interested, I can take you through the whole demo now that it's actually working again. So,
thank you.